Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Marks, I'm a nurse practitioner, and this channel is all about helping women to navigate their transition into menopause. So this is going to be part 2 of Insomnia. So part 1 we talked all about the abundance of artificial light in our world, and especially blue light, and how that is so disruptive and interferes with our sleep-wake cycle. So that at 10 o'clock at night, our brain, because of all the light that is surrounding us, our brain thinks it's the afternoon. So it makes it very difficult to go from your wake to sleep. And so please go back and watch that video if you haven't had a chance. And then the second thing that we've already talked about is the impact of nutrition on our sleep, and particularly our intake of carbohydrates that raise our blood sugar. Our brain is the organ in our body that uses the most blood sugar or blood glucose. So at night, if it has a huge abundance of blood sugar, it thinks that it's more daytime than nighttime. So it's very difficult to fall into deep sleep. So if you like this content, if you could hit the subscribe button and also like this video and turn on the notifications, that would be fantastic. And also just to let you know that I am going to be doing a 5-day challenge on belly fat. So I did a whole series on belly fat, and I've gotten a number of requests to do my 5-day challenge of bye-bye belly fat. So I'll be starting that on Monday, April 12th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon Pacific time. So if you're interested, just go into the description and I have my email address. Just shoot me an email that says belly fat and I will go ahead and send you the login information for the Zoom call. Okay, so today we're going to continue talking about insomnia, and we're going to focus primarily on activity and how activity has a huge impact on the quality of our sleep and how easy it is to fall asleep. And activity is not only the type of activity that we engage in, but also the time of day that we're engaging in that activity. So, you know, historically, before the 20th century, men and women used to burn anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. And, you know, in modern day society, we aren't getting anywhere near that amount typically. And so our bodies still haven't gotten used to this much more sedentary lifestyle. So, there was a researcher out of the University of Cologne, and he was studying biological rhythms, our circadian rhythm, and all the other wake-sleep cycle rhythms. And he studied the impact of physical activity on the quality of our sleep, of our nighttime sleep. And basically what he found is that physical activity releases waking hormones. See, here we go again. It's all about the hormones. So, those waking hormones need to be eliminated before we go to sleep in order for us to be able to sleep. So, the more physically demanding the activity is, so for example, racquetball is a very high intensity type of activity. So the more intense it is, the more it disrupts your sleep. So in order to be able to fall asleep, we need to decrease that pressure that we've created in our body, and we also need to decrease our body temperature in order to fall asleep. So they did research to find out, number one, what's the best type of activity that stimulates being able to fall asleep and improve the quality of your sleep, meaning your deep sleep, and also what time of the day is best to exercise. So what they found was that aerobic exercise improves sleep. And the reason why is because aerobic exercise is a type of endurance training. And what it does is it causes the muscles to draw oxygen from our cells. So the ideal time to do aerobic exercise, and it doesn't have to be really strenuous, it can be a brisk walk, etc., is in the late afternoon. So, so this type of activity at that time of day, it helps to realign our internal clock. And it makes it easier for us to fall asleep, and then it improves the quality of our sleep, meaning the quality of our deep sleep. And so to kind of wrap this up, and there's a lot more to talk about with insomnia. I know there's a lot of things on the internet that you can read that basically talk about sleep hygiene, meaning you eliminate any caffeinated beverages, you go to sleep at the same time, you wake up at the same time, you only get into bed if you're going to be sleeping or having sex, you eliminate all electronics after 8 p.m., sleeping in a very cool room or a cold room even, that is very dark, without a lot of ambient noise, is ideal. Some people actually have a better sleep quality when they have like white noise, not like honking outside, outside your window, but if it's like the ocean or rain or just kind of a droning on type of sound, they have found that has been very helpful with being able to fall asleep and stay asleep. Some people find that taking a hot bath or a hot shower, now if you're having hot flashes, that may not be the best thing for you, but if you have some sort of ritual at night that basically signals to your brain that it's getting ready to for sleep, then you are much more likely to fall into sleep more easily and then to stay asleep. So, and of course they say that the quality of your sleep at night actually starts that morning. So it's not something where you can be all stressed out during the day and then midnight comes around and you're like, okay, all of a sudden I need to get to sleep. And you can't expect your body to go from, these abundant lights of artificial light, poor diet, lack of exercise, and because all of these things result in poor sleep and sleeplessness. So typically I do not recommend using sleeping pills simply because they're highly addictive. They really don't help your quality of sleep. It's more sedating than actually being able to get into those deeper levels of sleep, which are the levels where our brain actually gets rejuvenated. They have found that people who are not entering those deep levels of sleep have a higher incidence of Alzheimer's disease, because it's during those deep levels of sleep that the cerebral spinal fluid in our brain kind of washes out all of the toxins. And the primary toxin is beta amyloid plaque, which is the hallmark for Alzheimer's disease. So, you know, sleep isn't a luxury. It really is a necessity for good health. So I think I'll do one more video, and I'll talk about how to use CBD and cannabis as a way to kind of reset your sleep cycle so that you are able to fall asleep. You won't need to take those prescription sleep medications. You don't need to take Benadryl, which is present in like Tylenol PM or Advil PM or whatever they're called, because Benadryl is not risk-free. It can cause some prostate and urinary issues. So anyway, I think I'll do one more video tomorrow, and I'll talk about using cannabis for sleep. So stay tuned to that. Again, if you like this content, if you think other women would benefit from hearing this, please share, please subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And I'll keep delivering this type of content. If there's anything in particular that you'd like me to cover, I'm happy to do that. This channel really is for you. I want this to be relevant for you and helpful. So if there's anything in particular that would be helpful to you, I'm happy to do a video on that. So thank you, ladies, very much, and I will be seeing you next time. Okay, take care.